We got our boy McNeil, a.k.a. Reflog_18 on Twitter.
Yeah.
If you're a Browns fan, Cleveland sports fan in general, you better be following this guy because he's always putting out good content. He tweeted out the video at us and said it was wide left. That's his view on this thing. He sees wide left. You see it going in and...
No, I see it crossing in and going very wide.
Okay.
But I don't have any horse in this race. And my buddy Sean, who said he was on the other end. Of course, it would look wide from the other end.
SK was in the house?
Apparently.
Shout out to SK. Shout out to McNeil, too.
Well, if he wants to call in, he can call in. A 40-year debate.
Call in.
I mean, just do it, man.
Oh, man.
Matt Patricia is your new defensive coordinator at Ohio State. We've talked about this. The only thing that matters is if the guy can coach defense and the recruits are going to be intrigued that he's the guy. That's what you're checking two big boxes. Ryan Day's confidence in this guy who's been around the block many times. Don't get caught up in that he was a bad head coach or an offensive play caller. That's not his Matt forte. He's a defensive guy.
Yeah.
And so is this better than hiring? I don't know. Nobody knows. He could have upgraded, he could have promoted, he could have gone for somebody we'd never heard of. Mm-hmm. The fact that he's getting a name and experience and all that, and the guy that's coached at the highest level, now he hasn't coached at the collegiate level, except being like a grad guy at Syracuse. So
that doesn't bother me. That part doesn't bother me.
These guys are so close to being NFL worthy, especially at Ohio State.
We talked to Stephen Means, who does a tremendous job covering Ohio State for Cleveland.com, and he highlighted the other guys on the defensive staff that are tremendous recruiters. Not only recruiters, but good coaches as well. Coach Walton, our guy James Laurinaitis, Larry Johnson, Matt Guerreri. These guys have been out in the recruiting trail doing their thing. They're going to handle that, as will Matt Patricia, because he's got to be, representing the brand, too, in front of these families and all of those good things. But what I believe he's going to bring in is going to be a good defensive system because of who he's been around and the experience that he does have. And he can stay in his lane, if you will, and that's defense and defense only. Maybe when you ask Matt Patricia to draw up plays on offense, that's when things get out of whack. Or when you make Matt Patricia the head coach of an NFL franchise, maybe he wasn't built for that at the time. I don't know all the inner workings as to what happened in Detroit and all those things, but I think if you're a Buckeye fan, you got to trust Coach Day. You got to trust the head honcho at this point. Look at what he's built. Look at what he did this year. And the report out there that after that first Oregon game, Coach Day said, I respect my coaches and what they're doing, but I got to get in the mix and maybe throw my opinion out there and throw out what I believe that we should do or the tweaks that we should make. And if that is accurate and if that's what happened, then Coach Day deserves a whole bunch of respect and belief in his vision and what he sees in Matt Patricia, because he's done a good job of filling in some of these gaps over the last couple of years when it comes to his assistants and how those guys have gone into their individual rooms, relayed messages to their players, but more importantly, gotten their players to play at a high level.
Let's not forget, we still have Larry Johnson, James Laurinaitis, Tim Walton, who you mentioned, Matt Guerreri, who they think the world of.
No doubt.
This is not just Matt Patricia and on an island. This is him running that defense and leading that staff. And so it's going to be a very fun little ride to see if they can stay at the level that they've been at. They're losing two massive pieces on the ends with JT and Jack. And we talked to Stephen Means about Lathan there and the linebackers, and Cody. This is going to be
for sure.
This is going to be your classic case of we don't rebuild, we reload. Mm-hmm. Well, time to live up to that.
And they're going to get a challenge right out of the gate with Arch Manning and Steve Sarkisian, who's an offensive head coach. And those guys are going to be tested. And I think, me personally, you're going to have to give them some grace, because I don't think I'm going to be surprised if there's some bumps in the road, especially right out of the gate where you're getting that shock to the system of playing one of the elite programs that made a nice run in the college football playoff this year, and a quarterback that's got some, decent experience learning under Quinn, but being out there on the field. Those guys are going to have to learn. But the good thing is, when you look at some of the building blocks that are in place and guys that did contribute last year, especially on the back end, led by Caleb Downs, that should be, I think, a unit that gets their act together in short order. But whenever you have a coordinating change, there's always the learning curve. And I think Buckeye fans just have to remember that because I don't think it's going to be perfect right out of the gate.
No, he's been attached to a couple bad things. Bad head coach, Philly bad defense when he was kind of an advisor there. Carp's only season in New England, Patricia was the defense coordinator. Bobby played on special teams. I don't know what really personal interaction he had with Patricia, but what I've gathered is that Bobby thinks a lot of him.
Okay.
Thinks he's a very good football mind and a pretty smart dude. And the one thing that players want from their coaches, mostly, two things. One, honesty, integrity, that kind of stuff. Be genuine with me. And number two, I think they want a guy that can communicate what they want to me that I can understand.
Yeah.
And if he checks both those boxes, and he's going to be very motivated. Ohio State is coming off a championship. He doesn't want to be the weak link. He doesn't want to be the guy that says, oh, wait, things fell off when you got here?
Yeah, no, that's not what you want.
Yeah.
And I think you bring up a good point as far as his individual motivation, because what Ohio State is, not only for the players when it comes to what it can do for them as far as recognition by the NFL, the same could be said for the coaching staff. We've seen that, whether it's you being able to go on to become a head coach somewhere, go back to the NFL the way Chip Kelly has done. This program can shine a light on you in a good way, but that's also a very pressure-packed situation because the lights are very bright with anything and everything Ohio State does when it comes to football. He knows that signing up for this gig. Coach Day knows it. Coach Day and his staff answered the call last year. Now it's time for Matt Patricia to step up to the plate and continue this momentum that not only the program has, but the defense has shown the last couple of years being one of the best defensive units in the entire country.
All right, when we come back, Maddie, if you've never been there, been close, how can you say you're very close if you've never been very close? We have one quarterback that says they've got next. We'll see if you agree next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need to look it up. It's real. The Fan.
Welcome to Nada Yada Island.
Next on Metro's Nada Yada Island podcast.
I almost fainted when the 4 new bombshells arrived. 4 free Samsung Galaxy A16 5G phones at Metro.
No way.
And finding out the 4th line is free. Oh, things got heated.
That's wild. Join Metro and get 4 free Samsung 5G phones. Only at Metro.
Plus tax. Bring 4 numbers and an ID and sign up for any Metro Flex plan. Not available currently at T-Mobile or been with Metro in the past 180 days.
Love is in the air at the Schottenstein Center this Friday, February 14th and Saturday, February 15th. Join the Buckeyes as they take on Wisconsin. Friday night, don't miss Hearts and Hockey as the Buckeyes spread the love on Valentine's Day. Buy your tickets at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Ready to hit the road in a new car? With Pathways, enjoy up to 90 days with no payments and low auto loan rates. Learn more at pathwayscu.com. Pathways Financial Credit Union, your true financial partner. Federally insured by NCUA.
Hoops fans, are you ready to score big and get lucky this March? What's up? It's T-Bone. I'm here to tell you that Bud Light will be holding mini hoops challenges at bars and restaurants across town over the next several weeks with one goal in mind: to send one lucky local winner to Las Vegas where they'll compete for $10,000. Take your shot at March Madness glory. This week, join Bud Light on 2 different nights. Wednesday, they'll be at Tino's on Dublin Center Drive from 7 to 9, and then on Thursday at Classics Tuttle on Tuttle Crossing Boulevard from 8 to 10. Both events will have a mini hoops basketball challenge that'll give you a shot at a Vegas trip and $10,000.
2025 Hondas in stock, fresh off the truck.
Come test drive one during Lindsay Honda's Cash for Clunkers. Up to $2,500 or $3,500 minimum for any trade. Just bring your clunker to Lindsay. 2025 CRVs and Ridgelines, both $299 a month. That's $299 a month or clunker cash going on now.
The lot is full and the deals are on.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
I'm Leslie from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
At Pella, we use the newest technology to show you exactly how new windows would look on your home.
Well, we keep it simple at our window place. We use a number 2 pencil to draw what your house will look like with our new windows. See?
Oh yeah, that definitely looks like a number 2.
Thank you, Leslie. Wait, I see what you did there.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
1877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1877 Cars.
Donate today at carsforkids.org. That's cars with a K. Your car can be picked up as soon as the next day. Receive a tax deduction and vacation voucher.
1-877-CARS-FOR-KIDS. Donate your car today.
Now accepting donations of land, homes, buildings, or any kind of real estate.
Rise and shine, jabronis.
Quite a show this morning.
There's only one place where Buckeye legends lay the smackdown. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekday mornings starting at 6.
Give me a juice box, biatch.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Have you ever told a friend?
Oh, I'm fine.
When you really felt?
Just so overwhelmed.
Or sent a text?
Can't sleep. Are you awake?
When you couldn't find the words to say?
I'm scared to be alone with my thoughts right now.
Then this is your sign to reach out to the 988 Lifeline for 24/7 free confidential support. You don't have to hide how you feel. Text, call, or chat anytime.
And now, Public Education Matters with Ohio Education Association President Scott Damaro.
Ohio's public school students deserve the opportunity to thrive, to get a world-class education that inspires their curiosity, imagination, and desire to learn, to have the supports they need to succeed in our classrooms and beyond. Our public schools must have fully funded resources to meet our students' needs. Tell your lawmakers to support public school funding.
Public Education Matters, brought to you by the Ohio Education Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Cloudy and dry out there right now, but we are tracking rain moving in by mid to late afternoon. Today's high will be 39. Tonight, expect showers with a low of 31. Expect a cloudy but dry day on your Thursday with a high of 35. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 TV weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Maybe I can get 65-year-old Rich Carlos in his bare foot to take a break from his woodworking business to call in from the Mile High City at some point.
Just keep those bunions away from me,
Congrats to
Rick.
Clayton, who knew that answer, and he's going to the hockey game on Friday night.
Way to go, Clayton. Good job, man. Let me tell you how that happened for you, Clayton. This is why sports radio is so great. We did our ins and outs earlier today. CB asked us about whether a kicker should go into the Hall of Fame in Mason Crosby, the great kicker for the Packers. And probably 80+%, won a Super Bowl, had a couple 50-yarders in a playoff game, longevity, power, consistency, probably has it all, probably good enough to join in. Packer fans will tell you, let's put Holmgren in before Crosby.
Man, his camp will probably want to clip what you just said and say, play that for the committee, what you just said.
Well, maybe I'll be introducing him in
like
camp.
the intro.
Maybe he'll
You'd be good at that.
Maybe he'll have me.
You'd be good at that.
All right, so here's the other thing.
Yeah.
So we're talking about that, and then I'm telling my two young friends here that back in the day, we had something called barefoot kickers in the NFL.
Is this the Flintstones?
It's wild, right? No, you're wearing the shoe on the left, barefoot on the right. You're not going out there at both bare feet. You need a plant foot. And then Rich Carlos was the one that came to my mind because he had the game-winning field goal in '86 in the drive game. And my phone blows up. My buddy SK, massive Orange and Fudge fan, and he's like, it was wide left, it was wide left. Reflog tweets at us, wide left, wide left. It does look like it went wide left. I don't know where it crossed. I will tell you this, Denver was not trying to sell it. Right away, they're like, we won the game, and Schottenheimer's walking across the field dejected. It's awful, believe me. I'd like to go back and change it, hot tub time machine for all my Browns fans. But maybe Carlos in a private moment will tell somebody in Denver, and we'll get that answer. But that's how this all happened. And then then you said, hey, that's a great trivia question. You tell it to CB, and guess who's going to the hockey game? Clayton on something that we did not plan today.
Clayton,
well done.
Thanks for listening, my man. Enjoy the hockey game. I hope you have a great weekend.
Bet365 time.
Yeah, let me talk to you like LA Knight, because at Bet365, we don't do ordinary. Bet365 has launched a new sign-up offer. You bet $5, you get $150 in bonus bets. whether your bet wins or loses. Doesn't that sound great? Customers will receive bonus bets after signing up. Best team in the Eastern Conference, that is your Cleveland Cavaliers. I'm looking at Donovan Mitchell. I'm looking at Spider, who can do it all, as we all know. And give me 4 3-pointers made.
Going back to the threes.
I missed
Maddie
last
loves
night.
it.
2 days ago, Darius Garland got me right. Devin Booker, he only attempted 3 threes last night, which is kind of foolish on my part anyway, knowing he's a mid-range specialist. But I'm looking at Spider tonight. Give me Donovan Mitchell, the former Louisville Cardinal, at plus 105 for 4 threes.
Okay. When we were at the Super Bowl, I think you picked another guy to hit threes, and I can't remember who it was. I'm getting a tweet at night, about, hey, nice pick. And I'm like, I didn't pick any NBA. And then I went back and looked. I think your guy was like 3 of 4. He didn't quite get to the 4th.
Yeah.
It wasn't the worst thing ever. And I'm like, hey, first of all, I'm not betting any NBA.
My name is Shaggy, and it wasn't me. That's what you should have said.
It's just so weird what people are hearing out there. I think I'm going to lay the points tonight. What'd you say, CB? It was 11?
It is still 11, yep.
I don't know. The Royal thing is a problem. And Washington is coming off beating Rutgers, which isn't nothing. No, wait a minute. Who are they? No, that's not right. That's not right. Hang on. I do not have that correct. I need to fact check that. Let's talk about Washington and where they are. They beat Northwestern, my bad, by 5. They've had a few days rest. They come in here at 12-11, 3-9 in the conference. Take the 11, mental hedge it. Here's what I may do. I'll mental hedge it and take the 11, and then I'll add Wake laying the 7 against FSU, and that gets me to plus 265. It's a little more intriguing. And then if it doesn't go that way, if Ohio State blows them out, then great. It's a mental hedge.
You know, spring training is often running, and so right around the corner, those anytime dingers are coming up. Those anytime home runs, can't wait to get into those, whatever the moment. It's never ordinary at Bet365. Here's what I need you to do, ladies and gentlemen. Download the Bet365 app today. Don't mess around. You got to get on this app. They got a lot of good things going over there. 21 plus only. You must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to meeting qualifying criteria.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
I guess Dak Prescott likes this hire of Schottenheimer Jr. And he was talking about, listen, they have not sniffed this thing. And the fact that he's out there talking about, well, he actually is taking a page out of Myles Garrett playbook. We're closer than some people think. Now, Dak didn't request a trade, but here he is on the future of Dallas.
I mean, I feel like we compete with the Eagles and beat them for the most part when we played them. I don't want to say check the record when they're the guys holding the trophy right now, so credit to them. They've earned and they deserved it by all means, but yeah, very close, especially when you even watch the NFC game, the NFC Championship, and those two teams that we battle against each and every year, a couple of times, and as I said, feel confident about we've gotten the better part each and every time. To see it in such a dominating fashion, credit to them. It's our turn and it's on us. All right.
Okay. How's your health?
Good. Yeah, my health is, for sure. My health is good. Doing a lot more. Getting there. I think I'm, 12 weeks or so out of surgery now, so I'm really looking to amp it up here recently. Got all my confidence, and we'll be fine.
It's a tough sell. It's a tough sell, what he's saying, and I know Dak didn't play in either of the Eagles games. But for the folks that didn't catch Cowboys and Eagles, the 2 times they met up this year, the first matchup, it was 34-6. In the second matchup, it was 41-7. And again, look, Dak did not play. He clearly closes the gap on Philly when he does play because he's a much better quarterback than Cooper Rush is. But zooming out from the stuff happening in the NFC East, are you buying what he's selling?
No, I'm not. They have a brand new coach who's unproven.
Yeah.
And I don't like, they're very inconsistent, especially on early downs. They get behind the chains a lot. I don't know where this defense is because they had a pretty strong finish at the end of the year. Now, if somehow, and this wouldn't happen, they swing and get Garrett or something becomes crazy, then I'll change my opinion. But The Cowboys were pretty good defensively late, and he's trying to sell me on not only is this year of the bounce back, but it's the year of making a run at a title. It's a very tough sell. Mm-hmm. The offensive line, has to bounce back too. They
got to get a run game.
Yeah, they're not, especially with these teams that are still coming. Washington, the teams he's talking about, they'll compete with. The NFC is now a real jumble, and I don't look at Dallas as any better than any of them.
I don't view them as a true contender by any means. I can see a vision to where they can be a playoff team, but because of Washington now, that road's tougher. Jaden Daniels and that squad, they aren't going anywhere. Now, are they going to have the same success they had this year and getting back to the NFC Championship? Probably not, based off of what the league has shown us, right? And ask C.J. Stroud and the Houston Texans how that goes, right? Sometimes you just come back down to earth just a little bit. You'll still be a good team, but it's never always going to be apple pie and ice cream every single year for you. So for Dak, that's what I think they need. They need to go back to having more balance as a squad. They had, though, that last year, I believe, with Zeke and Pollard, and they tried to hand the keys over to Pollard as a number one running back. That didn't work, and then you start messing around with the Rico Dowdles and some other guys. They just don't have that type of punch up front, and you're right to identify their offensive line as well. So they have headline names, right, that everybody recognizes with Trayvon Diggs and Micah Parsons and DeMarcus Lawrence. And on offense, we know number 4, number 88, and CD and Dak are very good players in their own right, but they just got to shore up some other things up and down that roster, because if they can do that, then I could see Dallas being in the mix. But the Dallas Cowboys are one of those teams, they're beyond now the regular season conversation, right? They want to be viewed as what Dak was saying. Their fans tell you they're America's team, and they got all these Super Bowls from the past, but it's been decades.
Get in the playoffs.
There you go. It's been literal decades since they've done anything in the postseason that really matters.
They need, Eagles, Lions, Commanders,
Packers.
Niners, Packers.
Fire the horn up, CB. There's another team you left out of there.
The Rams, if Stafford stays, which we think he will.
Yeah.
They are right now in my mind, just thinking real quickly, power rank them at 7 or 8 in their own conference and 3rd in their own division. So they're going to have a really tough time making the playoffs, because the only way they get in is a wild card.
Yeah.
So
I hear what you're saying for sure.
I like his positivity. I just don't know
Dak's like
where it can come from.
Dak's like, I'm making 60 M's a year. Like, I'm good.
That's by the way, that's it.
I'm good over here.
All right. If you're not good, if you're feeling a little down, a little lacking motivation yourself, not as positive, you don't have that drive, you gained some weight, could be low testosterone. Don't wait. Find out. That place is lowtcenter.com. Book your appointment. Get your blood tested. Within a half an hour, you'll get the results, and there'll be no more guessing. You're very curious if you're a guy. Wait a minute, is this for me? Find out. This is the first step. Low T Center will take care of you. They have more than a decade of experience helping patients. Very important. If you need the help, they'll tailor it to you individually, not just a standard dosage. If you're a current patient, you know what I'm talking about. They test more than most places. It's not just a standard monthly fee where you're just getting a standard dose and the door hits you on the way out. This is a place that they really want to help you get back to feeling your best. If you are a current patient, they're going to throw you a $150 referral credit for every new patient that you refer, so they'll motivate you and reward you being a current patient. But right now, if you're brand new to it, get to lowtcenter.com, book your appointment. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care. All right, the Jackets don't need to reinvent anything. They just got to get back to their winning ways after the break. Their leader is in the Four Nations face-off. We'll get an update on their ceiling. Is it the roof? Dave Maetzold will tell us next in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here from Carpenter Heating, Cooling, Plumbing, and Electric. Maybe your furnace isn't running so well. Maybe you need a new tankless water heater, or maybe it's just a leaky sink. Let my team take care of you the same way they take care of all my championship buddies. Check us out at CarpenterColumbus.com.
Attention lovebirds. Valentine's Day is almost here, and Diamonds Direct has the gifts to wow your special someone. From dazzling diamonds and trending gold to vibrant gemstones, pearls, even timepieces. With hundreds of stunning styles under $1,000 and an exquisite collection of one-of-a-kind luxury pieces. Make your moment unforgettable. The best selection, value, and service are waiting for you. Make this Valentine's unforgettable with fine jewelry for every budget. Diamonds Direct. Your love, our passion.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus, 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
No matter where you are, Coughlin is there, in store or online. CoughlinCars.com. 13 new car brands, over 1,000 pre-owned vehicles, 16 convenient locations for sales, service, and parts, plus 4 state-of-the-art collision centers. CoughlinCars.com. Shop locally owned, CoughlinCars.com. Coughlin has the car for you.
Rodeo fans, saddle up for the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo, February 15th at Nationwide Arena. Come early for autographs, pony rides, and more. Get tickets now at Ticketmaster.com. It's the Cinch World's Toughest Rodeo.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Always as tender as a well-done steak. This is Rothman and Ice.
This could be one of the most exciting stretch drives we've seen in a while. Maybe since Torts and Yarmo go all in and they keep Bob, they keep Panarin, they make the run, they sweep the best team of the last 25 years in Tampa. Like that stretch run had the juices flowing. This one's different, but it's different in a lot of ways. And it's different because I think this kind of came out of nowhere. Were they the all-sympathy team after the Gaudreau tragedy? Of course they were. And a lot of people across the NHL were rooting for them. I did not expect this. I didn't expect them to be 1 point out of a wild card sitting here right now going into the Four Nations face-off. They've lost a lot of one-goal games lately. They got a point against Utah, but they are competing night in, night out for 60 minutes and extra. Outside of that game, maybe against Carolina, when Elvis wasn't in the net, I just feel like this team is special. They're living up to a lot of their own expectations, and this run from February 22nd to April 17th will be something. They'll get the home-and-home with Detroit. The Stadium Series is coming up at the Shoe. That'll be a pivotal series. They'll play some tough teams. They'll get Florida a couple times. They'll have to go to Toronto again. They'll get Washington at the end in a home-and-home. So this will be a fun little stretch drive, and the man that will be ringside for it is our guy Dave Maetzold, FanDuel Sports Network. My man, how we feeling?
I'm feeling good, man, and just listening to you describe it, I can't wait for February 22nd because they're going to start with Chicago, and that theoretically should be a win, be a great way to get this 26-game push started.
What's your biggest takeaway from this point in time, where they are now, 26, 22, and 8, and maybe what you didn't expect and what you are seeing now that kind of came out of nowhere for you?
I didn't expect a team that would play so closely together, so tight, a team that's playing like a team. And that's been a Dean Evison mantra right from the start. These guys play for one another. And as you mentioned there, Anthony, maybe it's because of Johnny. I think that's got a lot to do with it. I think they're really playing for him. I think he's in the back of their minds all the time. And they play together. They play for one another. I didn't expect that. I thought it would be a lot of young talent trying to find its way. And I'm talking about Kent Johnson and Adam Fantilli and Kirill Marchenko and Dmitry Voronkov, all of those guys trying to find their way as individuals. And instead, they've found their way as a team, and it's been fantastic to watch.
Evison loves the fight in this team. They never go into a game you think they can't win. They've played Washington to overtime. They've beaten Toronto twice. They've beaten Edmonton. Give me your take on the Dean effect on this team.
100%. And frankly, they should have beaten Dallas. They got hosed by a bad call there on the go-ahead goal in Dallas. Which is ridiculous. They do. I don't think there's a single game that this team skates into that they don't think they can win, and I think that comes from the top down. And I think you got to include Don Waddell in that too. I mean, I think the regime change at the top has given these guys a kind of confidence that we have not seen really since, as you mentioned, at the torch years for sure. So I think that's a huge part of it. And I think Dean doesn't accept anything less than your best every time you go out. I asked him the kind of throwaway question before that Ranger game. I'm like, hey, look, it's the last game before the break. Do you expect, the old, we're going to leave it all out on the ice? And he goes, look, I expect that every night. That should be the way it is every night. And I think that's true. That's not just a throwaway statement.
Dave, we have the pleasure of talking to Zach, every other week here for Hockey and Hounds, and AR's always done a great job with that. Being around Z this year, it just seems like something's really clicked for him. He's always been a tremendous defenseman, as we all know, but this individual year for Z just seems to be him playing at another level. Just talk about the year Zach Werenski is having for the Jackets.
It started in the off season. Matty. And I'm pretty good friends with his parents because I've known them for years. And they said, if you would have seen how hard this kid worked, this is no accident that he's having the kind of year that he's having. The point streak, the Four Nations face-off, all of that is born out of what he did in the summertime to get himself ready. Had some pretty good training partners. He worked with nothing but the best in the summertime so that he could be pushed and he could work as hard as he possibly could to achieve what he's achieved right now. And that's including having his name very prominently in the Norris conversation, guys, which, if he could finish top 2, 3 there, even win the thing, wow, what a feather in his cap that would be.
So the longest home point streak by an NHL defenseman all time is ongoing, correct? 21?
Correct.
So
it's ongoing. It's a 20. And he's only got to chase a guy like Bobby Orr. I'm not sure if you've heard the name, but my God.
He's 4 away. He's 4 away from tying him, correct? So we're a lot closer. That'd be Chicago, Dallas. The Stadium Series counts, right? Because it's a home game?
Correct. It does.
And then he would have to wait then to get it Thursday, March 13th against Vegas because you guys are going to hit the road for a while. So if we can get him to the Stadium Series against his home state team in the Wings, that he could be 1 away. Listen, he is the most understated star ever, right? I listen to your interviews. You do as good of a job as anybody in the business. When you talk to these guys, that post-game interview you were talking about and that heartbreaker against the Rangers, I think you mentioned to both Z and JVR and others that these are like playoff-type games, that it feels like the entire East outside of the Sabres are in the conversation. Are you in that camp now that they should make it versus could make it?
Absolutely, because, and I know we're going to get to this eventually, but we're going to come out of this break, and number 38 is going to be on the ice for the Blue Jackets. Yeah. Kirill Marchenko won't be far behind. Eric Goodbranson won't be far behind. Yegor Chinnikov is skating now. He won't be far behind. I mean, it's like picking up free agents without having to go out and spend any money or making a trade deal without having to give up anybody. It's fantastic, the talent that they're going to have coming back to this team. That's really exciting when you look at these guys who are going to be on the ice here in the next couple of weeks. It's so great.
Let's talk about the Stadium Series. It seems to be a nice buzz, amongst the fans. You get a different vantage point of a game inside of a stadium. A lot of people here locally absolutely love. What's your take on this? How cool you think this will be? But the players, what's been your vibe about how they feel about this game coming up against Detroit at the Shoe?
Yeah, I think they're excited about it, and I think the fan base has been waiting for this for so long. That everything surrounding the game, the warm up with OAR at St. John Arena, the walk over from St. John Arena, all of that, of course, is going to be an ode, an homage to the Ohio State Buckeyes who do that before every home game, and it's just going to be such a fantastic setup for the actual game itself. The game itself in that venue, I mean, it's a toss-up sometimes in terms of how these games are viewed, how these games are received. But I think in that venue, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on that just to see how it looks inside that venerable old stadium. It's going to be so awesome to see. And I think the players are feeling that for sure.
Maddie, you're talking to a guy that probably went ice fishing up at Mille Lacs, who eats fricassee. Like, you're talking to a guy. Dave, what year was it that all of us, when we were working for the local TV affiliates, were selected to go do at a Blue Jackets game, to lace them up and do some sort of all-star skills competition. I think I did speed skating. You did the cones against Ryan Miller. Am I remembering this correctly?
I beat him, by the way. That is one of the my proudest athletic achievements was defeating Ryan Miller in that competition. That had to be 2001, 2002, something like that.
It was at a regular game. We did this in front of a full house.
We absolutely did.
I think I was skating. Maybe Brian Phillips of CD 101. I was against speed skating, where he's going one way, I'm going the other. And this is what I do remember. Dave's from the state of hockey, so we knew he could do this. And I'm from Chicago, and I grew up, the first sport I grew up, I was on skates. Every birthday party was an ice skating party. And I remember that Ryan Miller, did he bite it at mid-ice on a crossover?
I believe that might have been the case. All I remember is Doug McClain, the GM at the time, said, "Man, I can't believe you did that wearing jeans. That was very impressive."
Listen, I've skied in my jeans, man, and I'm not from Jersey. But I would say that we were thrown out there. It was one of the most anxious, fun moments we've ever had in this business. You mentioned it. They're getting a lot of guys back. And so will Waddell still feel like he could move somebody here?
Well, he's mentioned in a couple of interviews here within the last week or so that he would still like to find a top 6 scoring forward, somebody who can bolster that scoring punch just a little bit. So I think he's out there. He knows what he's got coming back, but he knows that to make this team not just a playoff team, but a playoff team that could make some noise, he might need another little bit more of a scoring punch on that second line in particular. We know when Monahan comes back, I didn't even mention Sean Monahan. When Sean Monahan comes back to center that top line and play on the power play, they're going to be as lethal as we saw them early in the year where they were scoring 6 goals. It seemed like every third night they were putting 6 goals in the back of the net. So if he can bolster that second line a little bit, that'll add to that punch.
All right, enjoy, my friend. Hey, thanks for this, and we'll be ringing you back soon on the stretch run. Thanks, Dave.
Guys, I cannot let you go without mentioning that I still have 2 pieces of lead in my hand from a high school friend by the name of Michelle Hewells. When I heard you guys mention that an hour ago, I'm like, you got to be kidding me.
Oh, man.
She stuck me twice, and they're still in my hand.
Crazy. All 3 of us, Dave. Join the party, man.
Just to listen, for me, 7th grade Darren Wilson, I got a tweet from somebody. I got a tweet today, and he mentioned the guy's name from 4th grade. We all remember. It's unbelievable.
Crazy.
All right, Matt.
Thanks,
Dave.
Dave.
Man, buddy. Talk to you soon.
Boys.
All right, there he is. Dave Maetzold, FanDuel Sports, ringside reporter for the Jackets here on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fangast Hotline.
Fellas, if you've been waiting to treat your low T or ED, or maybe you had a bad experience with yet another clinic that opened quickly and closed, I'm here to tell you about the Columbus Men's Clinic, because it's time to get in there and move forward with your sex life, your career, and your gym goals. Here's what they do. They specialize in seeing guys who think they're out of luck regain hope that they can be successful in the bedroom and beyond. Seriously, go see the team that for 10 years has been #1 in Ohio for men's health. Stop thinking about it and just get in there. Call 614-300-7400. That's 614-300-7400, or go online to columbusmensclinic.com to book an appointment today. columbusmensclinic.com.
All right, tell the truth. To wrap it up next, stay close. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan. Get Eco.
ECO. Aaron, look what I invented.
Jerry, you're wearing a cape.
Get Eco.
ECO. What is it that you promise our customers, Aaron?
We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO. Do you know who does that, Aaron?
We do?
Superheroes do that, Aaron.
Superheroes! I'm guessing you make capes for everyone?
That's right. Every plumber, electrician, and HVAC technician. But I'm not done, Aaron. I'm not done.
Get Eco.
ECO. Now I'm inventing jetpacks so we can fly to the rescue like proper superheroes. Now say your line again.
We come through for you when you need us to?
No, say it like this. We come through for you when you need us to.
Get Eco.
ECO.
Jerry,
Yeah, Aaron?
How about we put those capes in the closet until you get the jetpacks perfected?
We'll look right when we take flight.
Get Eco.
Eco. Plumbers, electricians, and HVAC technicians. GetEco.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. I got to tell you, when you don't have the support you need, it affects everything. Feet, knees, hips, back, even your mood. I finally went to the Good Feet store, and once I was personally fitted for my arch supports, I felt a ton better. I will never wear another pair of shoes again without sliding in my personally fit Good Feet arch supports. That's because they help me eliminate my foot pain. It's such a good feeling knowing that I can be on my feet and not worrying about I'm going to wake up with low back pain or feel a weakness somewhere. I trust the Good Feet store because for more than 30 years, they've helped thousands of people just like me get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. They take pleasure in that. And it's their personal 3-step system designed to support, balance, and strengthen your feet that guides them into their ideal position. I'm the proof. I wear them every day, even when I'm biking at the gym. So go in, take the free test walk at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway and on Stringtown Road in Grove City or goodfeet.com.
If you're 55 and up, T-Mobile has plans built just for you. 2 lines of unlimited for just $30 a line. That's a 45% savings compared to Verizon and AT&T. But don't just take our word for it.
It's not just the savings that are great with our T-Mobile plan. There's all this value from all these other things that T-Mobile offers.
T-Mobile has been such a savings for us.
We love it.
Switch today and get 2 free 5G phones like the Motorola Edge with Turbo Power charging that gives you power for the day in just 15 minutes. And customers 55 and up can get 2 lines of talk, text, and data for only $30 a line. Go to T-Mobile.com/choice55 to learn more. With AutoPay plus taxes and fees, plus $5 per line without AutoPay. Debit or bank account required. 45% off 2 lines versus AT&T Starter and Verizon Welcome. Plan benefits vary. Motorola Edge on us with 24 monthly bill credits and new line for well-qualified customers, plus tax and $35 per line connection charge. See details at T-Mobile.com. Motorola Edge requires 68-watt charger. Charger sold separately. Actual performance will vary based on usage and configuration.
If you have an unhealthy obsession with the Blue Jackets, we have just the remedy. Join us Wednesday nights at 7 for the Inside Edge. All the Jackets and hockey conversation you can handle. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Save big during Menards Race to Savings Sale. An 8-pack of 100-watt equivalent LED light bulbs is just $3.99. 76-count Tide laundry pods, only $16.99. Dots Homestyle pretzels are just $4.99. Plus, buy a 10-pack of Bird suet cakes for just $8.99 and get a suet cake feeder free. These great deals won't last long, so save today. Plus, sign up for Menards emails to get more big savings right to your inbox.
Save big money at Menards.
Love is in the air at the Schottenstein Center this Friday, February 14th and Saturday, February 15th. Join the Buckeyes as they take on Wisconsin. Friday night, don't miss Hearts and Hockey as the Buckeyes spread the love on Valentine's Day. Buy your tickets at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Columbus, Worthington, Air, and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
All right, CB, take us home.
All right, really quick, I want to follow up on this because we were mentioning it earlier in the show. Patrick Mahomes Sr. versus John Rocker. If you're really believing Dave Portnoy here, he posted a follow-up tweet about 43 minutes ago saying, it's official. The paperwork has been signed today. Pat Mahomes Sr. versus John Rocker at Rough and Rowdy on April 19th. Real bad blood.
All right, well,
really?
I mean, part of me thinks that there's no coincidence these two were slapping hands on Bourbon Street and now all of a sudden they're in a ring. They're going to be in a ring. I feel like that maybe this did have a little publicity stunt attached to it. CB.
This is the same contest that had Jose Canseco fight a Barstool employee and pretty much just hurt himself in the process.
Listen, I'm not in this arena. There are a lot of people that love that stuff and will love this regardless of who they are, even though they have no clue who they are. Like, they really don't. Any kid under the age of, well, I could be wrong on that. But certainly the attachment is it's Mahomes' dad, which has got to be weird for him, for the son. the quarterback.
Yeah.
It's got to be weird, but if his dad can go make some extra bucks, I don't know what kind of relationship they have. He's had some issues. We know what Rocker's past is. And 25 years ago when he ranted about minorities and immigrants and all sorts of stuff. And I don't know. I know that he's much bigger than Patrick Mahomes Sr.
Here's what I know. I'm not paying this any mind.
Rough and rowdy.
Moving forward. Like, are we kidding?
You got to pay for this, CB? Rough and rowdy?
I believe it is some type of pay-per-view.
Okay. Well, you guys pay for it and let me know. Have a watch party at Little Turtle and let me know how it's going. Because I'm good.
Give me the blow by blow.
I'm good over here.
On Rocker P. Mahomes Sr. All right, well, thanks for that update. But you're not buying that the Bourbon Street stuff was part of the hype?
No, because it was really announced. Well, I guess if it was coordinated, I guess you could go down that path. It seemed kind of real to me.
Listen, I looked at it once. Maybe I read the video wrong that Rocker came out looking for something. Maybe he came out looking to talk to him, and that's when Mahomes said, "Not talking to you," and then it was on. But either way, it's
a waste of everybody's time.
Except their time.
That's what this is.
Except their time.
No, it's a waste of their time, too.
No, it's cash. It's not a waste of Rocker and Mahomes' time.
It's a waste of everybody's time.
How much are they getting paid before we make that statement?
Who cares? It's John Rocker and Pat Mahomes Jr. fighting.
I know everybody else doesn't have to care, but the two that are fighting, it's good for them.
No, it's not. There's nothing good that's coming out of this.
Cash. You said cash is king.
You're Pat Mahomes Jr. Senior. What do you need money for? Your son's got hundreds of millions of dollars.
I don't know if Dad's getting any of that right now.
I'm sure Pat's taking care of him.
Is he? I don't know the kind of relationship they have.
All right, we're giving this way too much time.
Maybe most of it is going through the little brother.
Let's move on. What do you got to tell the truth? We're giving this way too much energy.
Well, speaking of the father of a Kansas City Chief, let's talk about another Kansas City Chief, Travis Kelce. I saw on his podcast today he's going to take some time on the Cleveland Heights show or something like that. I forget the title.
New Heights podcast.
Yeah. He mentioned he's going to take some time to think about his future. He has one more year left on his current deal. It was a 2-year deal he signed. Tell the truth. If you were Travis Kelce, would you retire or would you play your final year on that contract?
I'm done. I'm done. What else do I have to prove? Honestly. Anybody name anything? I got nothing else to prove. I got the most popular woman in the world on my arm. I made millions and millions of dollars. I'm one of the best tight ends to ever do it. And I got a $100 million podcast contract waiting for me. I'm done.
Maddie's exactly right. The only thing you would hold out for is, what does he want to do? Does he want it? Does he still love playing football? And he's on a very good team with one of the best quarterbacks ever. There's motivation to keep playing if he loves it so much. But if you want to talk about what he has left to prove, you're dead on right. First of all, there were a couple key moments for me in this career. One, can we get to 1,000 grabs? Not many guys have gotten to 1,000 grabs. About 15 dudes ever. He's done it, I think. Now he's over 1,000. Two, he would retire as the all-time catch leader in Super Bowl history.
There you go.
That's big.
Sounds good to me.
And three, I got 3 rings, right? 3?
Yeah, I got 3 of those things.
And so...
And I got Taylor Swift.
Yeah, but
come on.
Well, yes, that is something great personally.
That's
but
the highest thing on the resume.
Professionally, if he still loves the game and still wants to play at that level, then that's something that you and I would not know. The hardest thing for some of these guys to do is walk away from something they've done forever. And think about if it's something you loved forever. Mm-hmm. You're the only one here that says if you win the lottery, you'll still come in here and do this.
3 days a week.
And I love you for it.
3 days a week.
But I don't think that's the truth.
You know what makes those decisions easier? When you've got another job waiting for you that's going to pay you $100 million. That's what makes it easy.
It's made it for Tom Brady to slither off to the booth at 37.5. But it doesn't replace the love of the game.
You're right about that because so many guys have said that. So you're right to identify that part of it. We all know this. He's a walking Hall of Famer, mid-30s right now. Look, you still got Pat, you still got Andy. I could see the pull to want to come back, but I'm retiring.
And that, my boy, is the damn truth.
All right, really quick. Letter grade for the Matt Patricia hire is?
Give it a B. with room to grow. I'll give it a B.
Yeah, I think Maddie put that correct. Listen, it's a little bit of a splash higher. You got a lot of experience there, a guy that's been to the top of the mountain in the NFL, doesn't have a lot of experience coaching college, but now he can zero in on just being the coordinator and get back to his real defensive mind roots. He's going to have talent to work with and all that. B.
The truth shall set you free.
If you ever miss anything, type in Rothman and Ice wherever you get your podcast. Our podcast is sponsored by Bet365. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. It's Wildcard Wednesday coming up on Common Man and T-Bone. They will give their thoughts on Matt Patricia as well.
Thanks for listening. We'll talk to you 3 hours strong tomorrow at high noon. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Common Man and T-Bone are idiots. You should listen to them anyway.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan, Ohio's idiot destination.
Buckeye fans, it's time for date night with Ohio State women's basketball. This Thursday, February 13th, join us at the Shot to watch the Buckeyes take on Minnesota. Don't miss out on themed games, unforgettable fan experiences, and the ultimate Buckeye traditions. Buy your tickets and gear up for game day at ohiostatebuckeyes.com.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. It's time for the Love Your Windows sales event. If you buy 2 windows, you get 2 free, and there's no limit. So if you need 20 windows, you only pay for 10. It's the perfect way to save big while upgrading your home. And that's not all. Universal Windows Direct is offering no interest financing for 3 years. That's 36 months of easy payments with 0% interest. And if you already have a price from another company, Universal Windows Direct will beat it. So you know you're getting the best deal around. Call them today, 614-502-5220, universalwindowsdirect.com.
Scotty Vegas here, offering you a sure bet. If you choose Awaken 180, you will succeed. We all did. I dropped my 35 pounds. Austin dropped his 50, and Beam is almost down 52. What's stopping you? A sure bet at awaken180weightloss.com.
2025 Hondas in stock, fresh off the truck.
Come test drive one during Lindsay Honda's Cash for Clunkers. Up to $2,500 or $3,500 minimum for any trade. Just bring your clunker to Lindsay. 2025 CRVs and Ridgelines, both $299 a month. That's $299 a month or clunker cash going on now.
The lot is full and the deals are on.
See lindsayhonda.com for details.
Attention hockey fans, score the ultimate experience powered by Verizon.
Verizon is giving 2 lucky winners the chance to win 4 tickets to the 2025 Navy Federal Credit Union NHL Stadium Series at Ohio Stadium on March 1st. Plus, 50 participants will have a chance to win a $50 gift card. Just stop by a participating Columbus Verizon store by February 18th to enter.
Get your shot at this unforgettable experience. Hurry to a participating Columbus Verizon store today to enter.
Must be legal U.S. resident of Ohio, age 18 years or older to enter. Void where prohibited. For official rules and full details, visit 971thefan.com/Verizon.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your spouse will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and, of course, stops your snoring. That's the main point. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. I love Marysville. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Do not delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. And now, sleepbettermarysville.com too.
How'd you like to wipe out all that credit card debt to start the new year off right? Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Stop getting fleeced by the credit card companies. If you own your home, go to AFLcash.com now. Advantage First Lending can help you unlock that equity and get you tens, even hundreds of thousands of dollars. It's AFLcash.com. You can pay off all your credit cards and other high-interest debt super fast. Consolidate all your bills into one low monthly payment. AFLcash.com can help you tap into your home's equity to give you some serious cash so you can go into 2025 with less stress and more confidence. Get the cash you need from Advantage First Lending now. Most homeowners don't even need an appraisal. How great is that? Get on solid financial footing. Go to AFLcash.com. That's AFLcash.com or call 844-394-CASH. 844-394-CASH.
Equal Housing Lender. NMLS 1209177. Subject to lender approval. NMLSconsumeraccess.org.
Hey, it's Anthony. I got to tell you, when you don't have the support you need, it affects everything. Feet, knees, hips, back, even your mood. I finally went to the Good Feet store, and once I was personally fitted for my arch supports, I felt a ton better. I will never wear another pair of shoes again without sliding in my personally fit Good Feet arch supports. That's because they help me eliminate my foot pain. It's such a good feeling knowing that I can be on my feet and not worrying about I'm going to wake up with low back pain or feel a weakness somewhere. I trust the Good Feet store because for more than 30 years, they've helped thousands of people just like me get back to feeling comfort on a daily basis. They take pleasure in that. And it's their personal 3-step system designed to support, balance, and strengthen your feet that guides them into their ideal position. I'm the proof. I wear them every day, even when I'm biking at the gym. So go in, take the free test walk at the Good Feet store on Polaris